click on me.
Yeah, I see you. I've got your thing in my...
Okay, so you should now see a link should have just appeared that...
Yeah, I see it. Live.
Okay, I'm going to open up a chat window, and I'm going to... Oh, I love it. I know.
Reindeer. We can add reindeer to us.
Yes, we can add reindeer to us.
I think we should add some reindeer today.
Okay.
Oh, that is awesome. That is so cool.
Absolutely. So while we're waiting for people to join us...
Can I get a reindeer? Oh, yeah.
There we go.
It's like I asked for it and it came.
Hey, Nicholas. Welcome.
Or Leon.
Hi, guys.
Sorry, Leon, yes. So, you know about the rules?
I can't hear you.
You can't hear us.
How about now? We're seeing green. It might be on your side.
We see our mic.
Yeah. Yes. I keep stealing the antlers from you.
That's just as well. I'm happy for you to have antlers.
Okay.
All right. Oh, we got Sama here.
Hello. Hello. You should move quickly so it puts you on antlers.
Oh, nice.
There you go.
There we go.
I lost it.
Okay, so Alexander is joined.
Sweet.
But Leon, you can't hear us.
No, I can hear you now.
Okay, cool.
All right.
So we are broadcasting live. The basic rule is no copyrighted material, and that's basically it. Okay, so we've hit the reindeer button, which will
I see. Okay.
randomly give us reindeer, but at the moment we have...
There we go. Look at that.
There we go. Okay.
Ho, ho, ho.
Okay, so cool. So ask away with your questions.
Okay, so so my app is live in the market and people are starting to use it, and I'm getting some feedback from people about when they run into issues in the field, and I'm trying to figure out what's the best way to debug this. So obviously these guys are not developers; they don't have access to ADB and logs and things like that. So it's kind of tricky to get a sense of what's going on their system. So I guess my question is, beyond like, if an exception happens, I know I get that in the market dashboard. I get the exception. But there's nothing really else, right, that I can rely on from Google or Android to kind of figure out more about what's going on that user's system.
Well, there is Google Analytics for Android,
Okay.
which is public, so you can use that to track your users' behavior, so you can see which portions of your app are being used the most, and you could also possibly use it to figure out if everyone goes to like a certain screen and then they're immediately hitting help because they don't know what to do. That could be a good signal for you to figure out whether one of your screens is not quite as straightforward as you might like.
Yeah. So I'm actually using a service called Flurry, which is similar to Analytics.
Okay. And is that giving you is that giving you the same type of data, or?
Yes, actually, well, about a year ago when I looked at it, it was way better than Analytics. I know that Analytics was updated recently, so I might look at that again.
Okay.
But yes, it gives me information, but still probably not enough. I'll have to look at that again, just to see if I can get more deeper information.
You can record each click that people do, of course, do it in a way that maintains privacy.
Oh yeah, that's critical. So it's really just about knowing that they run the app and then how they navigate. Nothing else is recorded. The flip side of this is from the user point of view, what is the best way for them to go and report an error? Now it could be in my app or it could be in the system. What is
you could put a button that says email me.
Yeah, I've got that. But I'm just thinking generally in terms of like Google TV, if they run into an issue there. In fact, there's one particular problem where it seems like sometimes Chrome hangs, and they literally just see a screen that's blank. And I just happen to know that that is Chrome, that's just not loading. So, but how do they complain about that or report that as a user?
I mean, I would say that they would, for most users, they would typically call the manufacturer support line.
Yeah, we have obviously slightly, different things that we do for our dog food, but in terms of the production devices go, we don't have any sort of mechanism beyond the standard Android ones. Really.
Yeah, I mean, have you guys considered something like what Google Plus has? When you do the feedback, it does a screenshot and logs and all kinds of things and sends it up to Google Plus guys. Could you do something like that for Google TV, that the user could just press a button and it does everything you need, the logs and whatever else?
So, like I said, we do certain things like that for our internal populations of dog fooders. And so, obviously, if you let us know, what app you have, we can try to ask our dog fooders to play with it and see if they see similar issues.
Okay.
But for the production devices, obviously, we don't have any sort of capability.
Actually, we should, Leon, would it be okay if we put your app in our dog food channel?
Sure.
Okay.
Go for it.
Because Leon's doing remote control stuff.
Excellent.
So,
very cool.
So I've got a bunch more. I don't know if somebody else wants to jump in now, just to give somebody else a chance.
Well, at the moment, Alexander's the only one, and he's all black, but he can put something in. He can write his question into the thing, or we can look it up and read Alexander's question.
Looks like he's typing.
He's typing, yes.
Okay.
Did you read the Melissa speed?
Okay.
All right. So first question: why does review not support MPEG TS files while supporting the MPEG TS container over HLS? Also about HLS, you've told it's not complete. Does this mean we'll see an update soon with full HLS support? Osama.
Less.
Yes. You will see an update to full HLS support in the very near future. And that's very near. I'll let you define yourself, but yes.
We should probably stop allowing the use of the word very and near in our Hangouts.
Okay.
Like copyrighted information.
Yeah.
But more reindeer, always available. All right, question 2. MKB seeking in the review seems to be broken. Will it be fixed soon, or is it a question for Logitech? Osama.
Less.
Okay, we're
MKView.
Yeah. So a lot of these questions about the media. So to give you a background on me, I work on the core apps and the framework. So I'm more at the user interface level, and so some of these lower level questions we can obviously take back to the portions of the team that are working with that. And of course, DevRel, Les, and Osama here are your best conduits for that.
Yeah, I'm just trying to bring up all the comments so that you can grab them.
So I had a related question about that one. So, I mean, generally, does Google TV specify that there has to be a list of formats that has to be supported by every vendor, or is it really up to them to do their own thing?
We specify a minimum list, and that's what's on our developers.google.com/TV.
Okay.
And then the vendors can add whatever they want. But they must pass a minimum set to be both Android and both a Google TV.
Okay.
So if we say it's there, it should be there.
All right. Next question. Media metadata retriever doesn't work for many supported media formats. Is it intended to work with HTTP links? And is this a media metadata retriever? So in this case, it seems like this would do whatever Android would do. So I don't think we've done anything. I don't think we've made any changes to this that would not be in Android.
Okay. And
Of course, our lower level media players are slightly different, but if it doesn't work, it's a bug that we should look at. Could you describe the Google TV media player engine? You should get one of the platform guys in here talking about.
Okay, I'll do that. I'll do that for next month.
All right. Yeah. I can tell you how the home screen's made. Actually, I could ask, has anyone found the Easter egg that I put in the home screen? That's what I should be asking.
Oh, no.
Do you want to share with us, or?
No, I mean, I don't want to give it away in case we're going to use it for... the last Easter egg I put into version 1 we used for the Google I/O puzzle hunt for Google TV. I don't know if everyone saw that. We had those boxes up. So I will give a hint that the Easter egg in V2 is similar to the one for V1 because I don't have that much imagination. So it's related, but it's not activated in quite the same way.
Okay.
So there's a new way to activate it, and there are new messages that are.
Have something about switching to another box?
So we build on everything here at Google TV, so all the old messages are still there, but we added in some new ones for version 2. So, I mean, I'll be excited to see. First person to post on my stream the new Easter egg message. I'll try to get some swag too. How about that?
There we go.
All right. Looks like Ty was looking to view the feed or join the Hangout at 13 minutes ago.
Okay, I added Ty to the invite, so if he needs another...
Maybe ping him the link?
Yeah, well, I could just click add T.Y.
Jones.
And so we'll invite one more time. See if that gets him. Let's see. We've got.
All right.
Let's see. We've covered both of Alexander's. Oh,
Let's jump back to Leon. So I see this for the AnyMount protocol. It's possible to have more than one device paired with the same Google TV. So this is definitely possible. Every time I switch from Able Remote to the Google Remote, I have to pair again, though. Is this your app, actually? Is that Able?
Yes, that Able Remote.
Oh, excellent. Cool. Yeah, I've actually seen that. So when you took the open source AnyMote code, did you change the name of your device from our AnyMote? Because it might be linking it by name. So you should have had the same...
well, yes, the name would obviously be different because that's in the manifest. I think I saw a note there about the name. That's what you're talking about.
Not just the name, but when you're actually pairing, there are a certain set of identifiers.
I really didn't touch any of the pairing logic at all.
That's probably why. So what it looks like is that you're trying to pair two different versions of the remote, of the same remote. So what you need to do is look at the open source code and see in the pairing logic where it's putting that thing. So I think you're just reusing the sample identifier.
That makes sense. Okay, that's a good thing. Okay.
See, I can answer things.
Yeah, correct. That's my only AnyMote question, though. Actually, it's working well. It's been a very reliable protocol, and it does everything that I expected. So, and it's very fast. People have actually, that's been the most common comment from people, that it's so quick when they press the button. So it's a very good implementation.
That's right. Well, it's just the fact that you're using IP versus IR. With IR, because it's so lossy, the signals are really long in length, and like 1 to 2 seconds, or up at max 1 second. So when you do IP, you go much faster.
Yeah, I've had to actually build in some logic, some timing logic. Once it gets to the box, then obviously the Google TV device sends out IR.
Right.
And so I've had to do some timing stuff on my side to kind of not do certain things too quickly. And it's different between like the Sony and the Logitech devices. So I've had to kind of play with that until I have something that works most of the time for both boxes.
Well, we should definitely look into that because obviously you shouldn't need to worry if you're on a Sony or a Logitech device. It should just be the same. That being said, I've used both devices and I've noticed, there are timing differences where the Logitech box seems to send IR a little faster.
Yes, definitely much faster. Yeah. The Sony is definitely lagging.
Yeah, and also he's seen a lot of differences between Sony's implementation and Logitech's.
That's definitely true.
Just in
Yeah,
quality.
I mean, I've followed several bugs with less, and certainly I would say from the Sony side, their support for devices, for managing other devices, is more buggy than the Logitech. The Logitech seems to be, at least from a device management point of view, much more reliable.
Well, what we like to say is it allows our vendors to differentiate on their features.
There we go.
I don't even sound like an engineer anymore.
Yeah, right.
Turn me into OPM. What happened here? All right.
Pick another question.
Pick another question.
Well, the
Actually,
others is, okay, can I just go through some of the others? I think I covered the first two. Oh, so in terms of these bugs and things, there's no public way or developer way of tracking bugs that have been filed, right? Those are only for you guys.
Google TV specific bugs or Android bugs?
Exactly.
Google TV is specific.
Okay.
That's
So if I find a bug with one of you guys or two
Yeah.
guys, what happens?
I mean, that's good feedback. We'll either add a bug tracker for developers to the current Android bug tracker or with a Google TV component or set one up for ourselves.
Okay.
We'll hope to have that after the holidays.
Okay, that definitely helps. Next one was about MPEG 2. We talked about that. Oh, last week we talked about some of the missing features in Chrome, and I think one of the guys that were there said that they might be able to provide a list of that. I'm not sure if there's been any progress, so we know what's missing because there's several things not on the Google TV version.
Last week was Chris and.
Chris. Yeah.
I don't know which.
And Sean.
Yeah.
EY was the week before.
Okay.
I think it's missing things like WebGL.
Right. WebGL was after we got hardware acceleration.
Yeah.
So.
You'd have to double check with Eric on that. But, yep. So sorry.
Okay.
Any definitive answers there?
Yeah.
I was wondering. So I haven't actually been part of one of these Hangouts before. Do you guys actually talk about apps you like to see at all? Especially if this is going to get broadcast.
At the moment, we only have a few people, but sure, make your pitch and we'll leave it in.
Yeah, I mean, these are apps that I would love. So I'm always, reading Google Reader all the time, and I'll see stuff that I just can't view at that time because I'm at work. So I'll put it in my start folder, and then I always forget about it. But every once in a while, I'll go through my start folder, and then I'll look at the videos, and I'll play them to Google TV, etc. It would be so great to have an app that would just collect all my Google Readers starred items with videos, and then I could just bounce and watch them all. And if it's YouTube, it would explicitly know, it would analyze the item, go to YouTube, and play it through the YouTube player. I think that would be just awesome.
There's a Google Reader has an API.
Yeah, there's a.
You can certainly
visual
do a
API.
feed. You can get the OPML if
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
you want.
Want one of those? I'd pay buco bucks for that.
99 cents?
Buco bucks.
No, so he's saying 250.
Yeah. I'd go all the way up to 5 for that.
Oh.
You know what else I'd love is I'm weird. I'm really weird. So I watch TV and then I read the recaps, and so I like to participate in discussions. So my favorite site for this is the Onion AV Club. And they have this really cool new thing where you can sign up on their site and you can, it'll track like when shows are on, so that when you log into the site, it says here are all the recaps for the shows that you're following, right? I would love to be able to, from my Google TV, you know, A, read these recaps, or, you know, B, just kind of tie into that data. So if any Onion developers ever watch this, that would be awesome. I would also pay.
I should have had you in another meeting.
Yeah, this is all as a user. I mean, these are things I would love to do if I had time. But,
Okay, let's do another question. Somebody who's not here. We have I'm considering, for news shows, there's Al Jazeera, and there is CNBC. There's a few others that are all live.
Yeah, the Al Jazeera one is very impressive. The fact that it's real, like a TV experience. It's real time. It's full screen. It's very nicely done.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
His second question says, another big issue for me is commercials. I despise the amount of random commercials thrown at me every 7 minutes. Is there a way to integrate a DVR with Google TV so I can record a live show and fast forward through the commercials? So yes, Google TV should work with most models of DVRs that are available. The one I personally use is the TiVo Series 3 that I've kept hobbling along through years of broken hard drives. But yeah, every time it breaks, I throw a new one in, and I've used it with all my Google TV devices.
How does the integration work, Justin, with DVRs and Google TV?
So there are two methods. Obviously, there's the infrared, the IR blasters that we talked about, and then with Dish DVRs, we have a two-way integration with Dish. So I think they have a special program that you have to sign up with them. But then certain Dish boxes, I believe the 722, 722K, 622, I'm not sure the full list, but it's on their site. Then you get two-way integration where you can schedule recordings through the Google TV interface, which is really nice, being able to type to schedule rather than having to use their on-screen keyboard or whatever.
So there is a list of DVRs that we supported?
Yeah, it's on the Dish website.
If somebody has a homebrew DVR, could they do that type of integration themselves?
Man, that'd be a great API.
I'm kind of,
You're kind of setting it up here.
Yeah.
Little T-ball action. Yeah. So obviously, it'd be great to have to open up that API at some point in the future, so that people could, if they have HD Home Run or Myth or something like that, could make something.
Yeah, it's probably hard to make your own homebrew DVR with HDMI, or more importantly, HDCP, because it's not possible, or not, certainly not possible from this room. Okay, is Bluetooth gamepad support?
So let's see here. If the Google TV device has, well, I think if you plug in a gamepad that exposes itself as a HID controller, it should work. I think some of the button mappings will be a little wacky, but we should definitely look into fixing up our reference key layout file to support standard gamepad inputs.
And we have a whole lot more from Alexander, I guess. Let's see. Could you describe the media player engine? I know
We already...
we did that, yes. Supporting Unicode over any mode.
We don't current plans, but obviously it is open source, so if you'd like to add it and submit a patch, we'll be happy to review and integrate it.
For smooth internal scrolling.
Inertial scrolling.
Inertial scrolling.
Yes. So it is possible, but it's not for free. There are a couple ways you could do something like this. you could hook up a scroller. So the list view already has an internal scroller object that you could maybe post messages to simulate a fling coming from a finger. I know that on the home screen, for example, the way that I get the reticle to move behind the items is to put a different view behind, and when the selected home screen item gets focused, I use an animator to just animate that view behind. And I do the same thing on the home screen in the all apps view. I just use a regular grid view, and I take the selector and I replace it with a subclass of a selector, where the selector subclass again delegates its movements to another view that's sited behind the grid view. And that worked out pretty well. Of course, yeah, sadly not for free, but also not a lot of work. So you can definitely do cool reticle movements. As far as making your own scrolling movements goes, I know ListView is kind of a bear to work with. So what I would suggest is perhaps using a view like maybe Gallery is a nice one. So Gallery, you can animate to the center. It's very cinematic. It works well on widescreen devices, and you can do smooth scroll too between positions.
And use the Gallery sample code also. There's a panorama that uses, all of a sudden I'm drawing a blank, the new OpenGL in between.
You mean the carousel thing?
The carousel thing.
I wasn't even talking about the carousel.
Okay.
Yeah, the gallery. That's a good view. It doesn't get a lot of love, unfortunately, but it works really well on TV.
Yeah. Can you stream video to OpenGL? Boy, I don't know the answer to that.
I don't actually either. But, you know, you should definitely invite one of those platform guys.
I'll invite a platform person to answer that question. Let's see. Nicholas, you had some more questions, didn't you?
Leon.
Excuse me, Leon.
Oh, sure, yeah.
I've invited Nicholas, who somehow can't find the link.
He's got to click on the invite, because I went to the link that was associated with the event, and that seems to be different from this live version. Only the one that was in the notification brought me here, so maybe he's clicking on the original one.
Hard to find Hangout link under your photo in the...
I don't think that works with the on-air.
Yeah,
doesn't?
Yeah, exactly. That one doesn't work with on-air. That's one of the problems we had.
Okay.
That's why I put the important. Maybe I'll make it all important next week.
Yeah.
Looks like I don't have to worry about this one getting published anywhere.
Well, we can publish it. I mean, that's easy. Okay, so you keep going, Leon.
So this is kind of a general question about the market. So currently, you know, there are all these obvious tags that you need to have the manifest to get into the Google TV market. But are you guys planning on any kind of other filtering? Because there's lots of apps in there and it doesn't seem to make sense for the TV. For example, there's a ton of these battery indicators.
Yeah.
And I don't know who's looking at that, or whether you're planning to clean it up or not.
Well, it is. I mean, it is a open market, so we don't review apps that are submitted. It is in fact submitted to the Android market, and we have reached out to a lot of these battery apps and asked them to maybe think about what devices they're available on.
Yeah.
But apart from asking them to remove themselves, we don't have plans to add additional filtering. I believe we are fixing some apps filter through that actually require portrait mode, and that is something that we're fixing for our next release.
Okay. The other related question is, so what is the criteria for getting into the featured section on the market?
It's a good question. It's basically the things that make it into featured are applications that showcase sort of the capabilities of the platform and you can consider them best in class. So usability is good, stability is important, performance is important. There isn't a published set of criteria. User reviews are important. Long installs. All that is taken into consideration.
We can.
Yeah.
We'll take a look at your app. I've been meaning to do that for weeks, so I'll do that over the weekend and see if I can send it up to the right people.
Okay.
Or at least give you feedback on what.
Yeah, that would be great. Actually, that's more what I'm looking for in terms of if you guys think there are issues and what could be improved. That would be awesome.
Right. Yeah, and you're responsible for the remote app, though, correct?
Yes.
So yours does not show in the Google TV market. It shows in the Android market.
It does, because there's a component that runs on Google TV. So there's certain things I can do through the AnyMote Fling messaging, but there's other things that I cannot. For example, I can't do a notification because you really need to call the notification manager to pop things up on the screen. I can't do through an intent directly. And there are other things that I'm planning that'll be outside of the AnyMote protocol, so I need essentially kind of a server component running on Google TV. So it's there. It doesn't have much of a UI. It's really just there for background tasks, but I need it there for the for some of the unique capabilities that the current Google Remote doesn't have.
Mm. So this is kind of a real interesting. I mean, yours is kind of a unique type of application, though, in that it's tightly integrated with an Android app, so.
Yes.
Handheld app, so we have to think about how we can.
It's hard for us to figure out how to feature it. I think what
No, it's
Paul
an
is trying
interesting
to
one. That's true.
say.
But,
Yes.
I mean, from what I've seen of it, it's definitely feature worthy. Something that we want to look at for sure.
So maybe we'll look at it this afternoon.
Okay, cool. Just as a general comment about the apps that I'm seeing, and this is coming from people using the remote for running some of the Google TV apps, and particularly some of the games. Unfortunately, there's similar issues. Some of the games have really just literally been ported from the mobile device and just put on the Google TV market without really considering the Google TV usability, especially navigation. There's several games that don't even work with arrow navigation, for example. And so really you kind of need to start using the touchpad on your TV. In fact, some of them exclusively, which is kind of a weird experience in front of the TV. So it's kind of sad. I would have thought somebody would have used this idea of a multi-device concept already, especially for the games, because the Android device as a touch input seems like ideal for these kind of games, to use the screen for the presentation, but use your Android device as the controller. It seems like it just screams out for a great app. But I'm not seeing that. Everybody just seems to just push the app onto the Google TV without really considering what the TV experience, how that's different from holding the device, on a mobile screen.
Yeah, we've tried to convince people to do that.
Couldn't agree with you more.
Part of the reason why we open sourced AnyMote in the first place.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, actually, we've got an idea for something like that, but seeing that people are now interested in the remote app, we're spending more time on that. But we have an idea where we wanted to use literally the remote as a generic controller, and then have the screen as more of a kind of a big screen kind of presentation, rather than that being the controller itself.
Yeah, we're also, I mean, in a lot of the talks that we give, we try to talk about the multi-screen experience, and it's just, it's a relatively new concept, and I think a lot of developers are still kind of picking up on it. And so
yeah, it just seems that you could make a really great app. I think once you understand the concept, I think for users it will be so simple. It's not much to learn. We'll just get it. So yeah, I'm also looking forward to stuff like that, but I'm not seeing that.
Right. And some of what we've heard from other developers too, like around the concept, is, I mean, there are some limitations to AnyMote, which you've kind of discovered. So
no, that's true. Yeah, in fact, I've actually had to do something outside of AnyMote for my prototype for this game, because for various reasons. So AnyMote is good at what it does, but it's not a generic messaging protocol for other types of apps. That's what I would say.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. Any ideas you have? I mean, you can shoot us an email, contact us on Google Plus or whatever, because yeah, we're definitely looking to kind of kind of shape things up around the multi-screen experience. So.
Okay.
I've got a few more questions, but somebody else can jump in.
Yeah, I want to do a few more from the feed, because there are people watching. Mark Bennett has been asking us, is Google TV going to offer Bluetooth gamepad support?
Yeah, we did that one.
We did that one, and then we did the rest of it for devices and okay, yeah, I'm not going to answer that.
I will say for the back to the game controllers and Bluetooth, a really fun project that I've been looking at is with the Android 80K and using it as a controller input.
Yeah.
Well,
you don't even need 80K for that. Again, actually, that ties in nicely to this question from Jose Ricarte about plans to support USB on the go. Actually, with Google TV, we support USB host mode. So if you plug in USB devices, you should be able to access them through android.hardware.usb and use the USB manager.
Okay. So in terms of, does it mean you support devices like maybe video and audio devices, or are they just kind of controllers?
You'd have to play with it. We haven't done anything ourselves.
Okay.
I would say, I saw your earlier question about Google TV webcams. So the box itself doesn't have enough extra power to do video encode on the CPU.
Okay.
And so if you look at the review camera, that is a camera that has encoding on the camera itself.
Oh.
So the camera exports a pre-encoded H.264 stream.
Mm.
So those are the types of cameras that we would be able to support.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Except that there's no,
the drivers are many and varied.
Exactly.
Yeah, so.
Oh,
What
so
I've seen so far, I think we support mass storage and HID in host mode, which is...
Oh, okay. So, I mean, are there plans on having... Well, how would you support other devices? So if you had another device, is that something that you guys would do specifically for the software? There's no developer way to do something like that, to support another device?
Well, I guess this is what you're saying with 80K support, right?
I mean, that's one way. I mean, yeah, but in that case, you actually have to bake the support into the Arduino. So, I mean, it's not a consumer project.
Well,
just for fun.
It's not a consumer project to do, but you could certainly create. A company could make a business around baking it into the Arduino and providing apps around it.
So, for example, the Arduino has a game controller shield, so that people can do the Wiimote. So you can have the Wiimote actually interact with the Arduino, and the Arduino could potentially, over any mode or another protocol, communicate with TV. But like I was saying, it's not for the faint-hearted.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Greg is asking us, does Google TV have the composition capabilities? Can we overlay the browser or graphics rendered in an app on top portions of a TV signal?
Not currently. It is a highly requested feature. There's no current, apart from changing the channel, there is no way to interact or display the TV feed in your app.
The second comment just below mine on your post was from Nicholas. He's got a bunch of really good technical questions.
Yeah.
So we've covered a few of those initially. So the live TV service view is kind of what this other gentleman was asking. Is there a plan to provide broadcast event when the user moves or resizes picture in picture? This would be a viable alternate. Yeah, so we'll definitely take that into consideration.
So this was, I think we got this question maybe a few Hangouts ago, and the idea was that if the user knows that the pip is running and a certain size and the location, then they can actually lay out their app around it. So,
yeah.
But it seems like something like a live TV surface view would be a more viable solution.
Well, he's got lots of questions. Let's just get through them. So there are great examples for permanently changing the channel. Can application register a broadcast receiver to catch channel change from the keyboard? Unfortunately, no. And this is going back to this IR blaster issue where we can send a channel blast, but we actually don't know what happened at the end of that. Your DVR might have put up a window saying, I'm recording this, should I really change the channel, for example. So we don't get that sort of notification back. Now, if that DVR were to support more of a two-way, then we could talk. Let's see here. Is there a way to query
the channel provider for the current channel?
That's similar, but no. All right.
Possibly returning unknown if the Google TV isn't paired with a set-top box.
Right. But number 5 is actually good. So number 5, I can answer. To force a view to obtain focus, one must call view request focus. Only if set focusable and set focusable touch mode set to true does the view actually receive focus. Since Google TV has no touch mode, it seems to be causing a problem, etc., etc. So Google TV does have touch mode. If you notice, even on the home screen, if you were to click not on one of the icons, the reticle goes away because we are actually in touch mode. And when you press the D-pad, it comes back. When you try to really force focus, you end up with a whole bag of worms in terms of now you're in control of the user's complete focus flow throughout your application. So I would say that messing with focusable in touch mode can be more problematic than it's actually worth. That being said, I just wanted to answer this question saying that yes, it does support touch mode. Yes, users can get into it, and you'll usually find that after users have used Chrome, because Chrome has a lot of pointer usage and people clicking on things, and then you go to the home screen and there's no reticle, and you say, what is going on? So I would say that make sure your apps can support touch and non-touch mode.
Can I get an emulator for Macintosh or Windows? Someone would like to answer that.
Still in the plan. We just don't have a schedule for it yet. So.
Number 7, I use connectivity type Wi-Fi to check whether the user has a Wi-Fi connection, and the developer docs mention type Ethernet. So we've talked about this a little bit. Obviously, yes, it would be great to have type Ethernet, but it looks like this is more for apps that are coming from the mobile world, and they really want to know, do I have an unrestricted network connection, or do I only have a mobile connection? So it might be better for you to look at connections that you explicitly don't want to support rather than connections that you do want to support.
So he keeps away from his array out of bounds.
Yeah, so warn people if they're on mobile, but be fine with the other types.
Is there an easy way for him to tell if they're on a Google TV?
So what I would suggest, there are a couple different ways. Obviously, you don't want to say, are you on Google TV? But one of the things you can do is if you use the, all the different qualifiers, you can create the qualifier that matches Google TV and put a config.xml file in there that would have a Boolean, if that's really important to your application. But of course, we would suggest, trying to figure out which apps work,
There's also the, you can create a package manager for features if you really wanted to, because we do support a unique feature.
Right, but in most cases, what you're doing this for anyways is to use a specific layout, right? So it seems like it'd be better just to put that layout into the right qualified directory name or resources.
This one I'll take. There have been a lot of rumors recently. All of them say, pay attention to what happens at CES.
This is about the review being discontinued. What's the new reference device?
And beyond that, I'm not going to comment. There seems to be quite a bit of video artifacts in the Live TV app for both the Review and Sony TV. The most noticeable is red pixelation in black regions. This negatively affects the viewing experience for dark movies. Are there any reported issues of poor video signals that we should be aware of? What's the process of submitting these issues to the development team?
probably say, again, contact the manufacturer
Yeah.
in these cases.
Contact Sony, contact Logitech.
Yeah, they'll want to know, obviously, the model of set-top box you're using and your TV as well.
And what about NDK support?
On the roadmap.
Yeah. Okay, somebody has pinged me from somewhere. Does the Google TV have composition capabilities?
We answered that one.
We did. Cool. And native app support. So I think we've covered everything. Leon, you have any more?
Alex posted something
Alexander
in your
just
chat.
posted.
Oh, Alex posted. Oh, there it is. Excuse me.
Oh, which we can't answer.
We can't actually answer that. I wish I could. I'm sure that there will be an announcement sometime, but that's not our activity, is to announce numbers.
Let's talk about more apps that we want, huh?
Sure.
That's my favorite part of this segment.
Okay.
What app do you want, Les?
I got what I wanted. And, it wasn't quite what I wanted, but I won't say what name it is because they are in the market and available.
Okay.
Paul?
So I love home automation. So I'd love to see more Google TV and Arduino stuff out there. Sit down at your TV, be able to control your, thermostat, control your sprinkler system, control your, your lights, turn your lights off in your living room, that type of thing. So I haven't seen any app that really integrates, Google TV app that integrates with Arduino yet. So I'm looking forward to it.
Bobia.
Yeah, the thing is, you don't necessarily have to even use the Google I/O stuff, right? Because you could do everything over Wi-Fi with the Arduino Wi-Fi or Ethernet components. You can just do everything over the network. You don't have to even use the Google Android specific stuff. Hello.